Hello, I'm here with Shards today,
Hello.
and have, we decided we wanted to make a better end farm. Most of the farms that we've seen are the kind that have a very long line, and all the Endermen are pushed off of spawning spots down to the middle. And we didn't really like that idea too much because we wanted to be able to have them all come down to one small area so you don't have to run back and forth. And this purple design here is the very first one that we figured out or came upon, and it's pretty good. But just to give you an idea here, I'm going to turn the mobs on, and it takes approximately 1 to 2 minutes to reach the mob cap. You can see that on the top left there. And to reach level 30, it takes so long it's not really even worth counting. So it does work, and it does get them all down to one place, but it's not quite as efficient as we wanted. And the way this one works, if Shards wants to say anything, yeah, about it,
Yeah.
he'll butt in, but I'm gonna go over it basically. It's just a piston funnel here. This has a lot more spawning space than the layers, but what's really special about this one is the double piston design here. It does jam sometimes and it leaves pistons behind, as you can see here, but it gives you twice as much spawning space per pressure plate and repeater. Uses the same amount of pistons, but
hmm We did find a fix for that too, didn't we? In the dark blue.
yeah, but it's not efficient to do for 592 pistons like we have here.
And that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah, so this is the very first design. It does work, but since they jams so many times, we actually had to put dispensers on the bottom to flood it. Every time it jams, there's a detector. If the pressure plate is hit for more than a couple seconds, it floods the bottom. So, pretty simple. It's just a starting point. But from there, uh, we decided we wanted it to go a little bit faster than that. And this light blue one here is at least twice as fast, at least on getting level 30, but it still takes it about 35 to 40 seconds to get the mob cap. So we're going to clear them out of there. Ah, that works too, yeah. And doesn't really matter too much that it takes a few seconds for the first ones to drop, because you're going to have to come in from a rail from the main island over there. So this one's a lot faster than the purple one. You can already tell that just from the first few seconds there. And it takes about 1 to 2 minutes to get level 30 at this one. This is a very similar design to the first one, except the funnel is smaller and we just added layers on top of the funnel instead of expanding outwards. We've got, let's see, was that 6 layers? Yeah, 7 layers. If you count the funnel. 6 layers, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, it's 6.
let's just call it 6.
hmm
And the outside ring is just a whole bunch of single piston extenders because the double ones had too many empty spaces that weren't being used. Enderman would just stand up there.
Yep.
And in the middle, just decided to throw in the extra pistons here because we had room and we're going for the most spawn density we can get. So we used the vines here just to prevent the fall damage from the stack. And
Yeah, after the 6, though, it would go into the funnel. I don't know. Right?
Yeah, it comes down to the funnel here, which is, as you can see, the pistons are still getting stuck. That's the main problem, main reason we moved on. With this design, you can get a lot more spawn density than the linear kinds, because you have it widening out and coming down into a smaller area. So this is quite nice, but what we have next is going to make this feel slow. So finally, the very last one. Okay, this is the very last design we have, and it is by far the most efficient. And it's a bit taller than the other ones, but there's a pretty good reason for that. It reaches the mob cap in only 15 to 20 seconds, which is much faster than any Enderman farm I've ever seen. So I've got it in hard mode here, and you can see they're already coming down. And the mob cap is 79. So it usually comes in faster when the server's not tired, but that's one of the biggest problems with this.
We've put so much strain on the server already with all the other Endermen.
It goes faster than the server can keep up, so that gives you an idea. Yeah, it takes only 1 to 2 minutes, or I mean, less than a minute for it to get you up to level 30. But the main reason for that is because the experience orbs can only go in so fast. You can see that if you start killing them too fast, you just have all the experience all around you, so. Yeah, you gotta go pretty quick for that though.
Yeah, gotta really try.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
you're sending it off into the void. Good job.
Oops.
What makes this one so special is the new method that we were using for the spawning platforms. And it is actually a series of shifting floors. Like you might have seen in a witch farm or something of that sort. And basically all it is a bunch of slabs, the top half, and every time they move back and forth, a mob will fall through it. And on top there are tripwires on a clock to the pistons, so every time an Enderman spawns, it will fall right through. And we've got 5 layers of this. So if I back off a little, you can see them coming through. And this gives us quite possibly the most dense spawning area you could possibly have.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. Oh, he sorted it out.
Yeah, he's gonna die anyway. And this is a 14 by 12 spawning area, minus the dividers in between. But we've got to have those for the vines to stop them from taking fall damage, because it's a 4-block drop. Anything else will interfere with the tripwires, and you gotta have 3 blocks just for them to spawn. So, if there's any way to make it more dense, I haven't seen it. And all that comes down into a funnel. Very much like the light blue, except this one is only single piston extenders for most of the parts. And the only exception is the double at the very middle right here where the these vines are in the way, but where the divider in between the 2 shifting floors is, there's a double piston extender, because none of them will ever drop onto here. It's all good. And all the pistons are reset by the pressure plates above them, so it will never jam for more than 1 cycle. And we got vines all over the place because any other way and they're taking fall damage. And if they take fall damage before they even get to the 43-meter drop here, then they're gonna die too fast, so...
And the drop rate won't even matter if they just keep dying on us.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much how many of them die. You can see they still do it. Because they respawn so fast, still keeps it up right at the mob cap, so... I think this is the most efficient way you can do an Enderman form, but... if anyone knows of a better way, I'm definitely interested. So I'll have a tutorial up later, but for now, if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to post it. So, see you later.
See ya.